All right. Hey, everybody. My name's Hunter Willis, and this is the feature Apptio's roll-up of what's new, what's coming, and what's going on with all of our products. Thanks for tuning in today. We've got an exciting episode, and I'm going to go ahead and dive on into our agenda here. As always, we're going to be talking about what's new with Apptio One, then Cloudability and Target Process. And today we have a great conversation with Andrew Midgely around Cloudability Savings Automation. Dive into some great topics with him and talk about the value that brings, of course. So, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and dive into Apptio One here. We've got the update for copying visualizations from reports in Apptio BI. We can now copy those components into reports without having to build them from scratch. So those are kind of like the widgets within reports there. You can copy those visualizations from the reports themselves, so you don't have to like rebuild them in Apptio BI, which saves a lot of time when it comes to building those reports and constructing your dashboards, etc. There are enhancements to the end user devices being able to be used as a data source in Apptio BI. So I was actually talking to some customers this week. They actually didn't know that we have the end user device management in Apptio BI. So you can do fleet management in Apptio One. Okay, so now you can actually use that as a data source in Apptio BI as well, so you can view that at the same time as other data, so you can manage, your laptops and other devices for the organization and the financials around that right there in Apptio One, and see that in combo with other data in Apptio BI now, which is great. And then we keep having these improvements to the editable tables in Apptio One. I know our product team is extremely excited about that as well. They've been building those capabilities out here, progressively over the past several weeks and months. The updates including the drill to report, show changes, carry forward enhancements, show source file, uneditable column enhancements, as well as the lineage support there. So we also did have stack charts and donut charts available now in Apptio BI. So those were some other updates there, as well as Cloudability, Total Cost, and CT are now available as data sources in Apptio BI as well, so you can pull that information in there. And there were some minor interface updates to IT planning too, so there's a lot going on there. Really great news. Today for Cloudability, we're really going to be diving into Cloudability Savings Automation. So this is our new solution that's now allowing you to automate your committed spend purchasing, right? So like your reserved instances, savings plans. And I'm not going to talk about this too much right now because I'm about to dive into that conversation with Andrew Midgely. That's what today's episode is primarily about. This is the result of our, a lot of this technology, and what we're doing with that is pairing along with our acquisition of Cloudwire earlier this year. And we've got even more that's going to be coming down the pipe for that. So it's very exciting. Really, really glad to be able to talk about that today. We also have some minor improvements to Azure Custom Role UI enhancement. They're having some questions from customers around that too. So we brought more information about that into the solution there when it comes to setting up the connections with your Azure data for the status around that. And then we had a really great webinar. Our FinOps webinar kicked off earlier this week, also with Andrew Midgely. He's been a busy guy, right? That went really, really great. So definitely check that out on Apptio's website under resources there. You can search that really quickly too to find it. And then coming down the pipe here really soon is going to be our CUD recommendations for the Google Cloud Platform. So stay tuned for that. Look forward to talking about that next month. Target Process, some updates on the configuration history for detailed views, as well as the support for custom fields in the quick add part of Target Process. So you can kind of customize those forms, right, for the quick adds based on organizational needs. So a lot more flexibility there. And then, of course, we're doing more and more to ensure that you have visibility into what users have been able to do and are doing in the platform. So both really important features there. And without further ado now, though, we are going to go ahead and dive into that conversation with Andrew Midgely about Cloudability Savings Automation. We had a really great conversation, and they're diving into the details of what it does and the value here. So we'll go ahead and flip over to that now. Okay, great. We've got Andrew Midgely here with us. Andrew, we call him Midge. So Midge, tell us a little bit about what you do here at Apptio with Cloudability. And also, we'd love to just jump right in and talk about Cloudability Savings Automation and the Cloudwire acquisition and everything that this means. Looking forward to what's coming.
Yeah, thanks for the introduction, Hunter. Midge, yeah. So my role is Principal Product Marketing Manager, and I look after all kinds of things Cloudability. So whether it's Cloudability Savings Automation, which we're talking about today, or regular Cloudability total cost. That's my world. But certainly it's a very exciting topic, and I'm very keen to talk to you about it today.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So my understanding is that they're bringing some really great functionality when it comes to like automating the purchasing of reserved instances in the cloud. Can you talk to us about how that works and what that looks like, and then talk about a little bit of the future and what's coming down the line with that?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think it's probably no surprise to anyone that, there's generally a push towards automation in the FinOps space. And so it's important to us to be on the cutting edge of that. And automation has multiple kind of angles and deliverables. But specifically here, we're talking about automating actual savings itself. So as it pertains to the kinds of instruments that are used, it's typically a combination of savings plans and convertible reserved instances. And there's all kinds of magic that we can do to make that effectively increase your coverage of these commitments, increase the savings rates, with the net being an increase in your total savings. And so we now as a result of acquiring Cloudwiry and investing in that, we can now support that automation ourselves. And for our customers, not only does that mean higher savings, which is obviously critical, right? Not only is it that, but we're offloading a lot of the day-to-day effort, making the life of the customer a lot easier. So yeah, that's kind of that.
Yeah, and it's significant too. One of the case studies that I read, they got a Fortune 500 company, right? And that company had an 87% RI coverage for their cloud spend. And after the Cloudability Savings Automation was applied, right? Even though they already had 87% coverage, they saw a 35% increase in savings from that because of the efficiency of the automation and what it brought to the table. How does that work, right? How could that even be possible with these, the way that it's automated and everything that's going on with that?
Yeah. So a great question, by the way, and, a very sort of motivating kind of story. So I guess there's kind of two parts to that, actually. And the first one is like, even, 87% coverage is quite high. And if you're doing it yourself, that's really, you're kind of hitting the threshold of what you can achieve. But using automation, you can edge higher. So you can go beyond 90%. And there's certain techniques and strategies you can use with convertible reserved instances to shorten commitment lengths. So there's sort of an element there that gives you the flexibility that you don't have such a risk of overcommitting because the commitment length is more flexible. So there's that coverage kind of angle. The other angle, which leads to higher savings rates, is the fact that we can reliably get a 3-year discount rate. So if you look at savings plans, if you look at reserved instances, there's normally a 1-year and a 3-year. And the 3-year commitments have a savings rate that's 70 or 80% higher than the 1-year commitments. So using the strategies that we have, we can get you those higher discount rates, the 3-year discount rates, but with the commitment terms that are far more flexible. So it's a combination of that coverage, getting the higher coverage, while also getting the 3-year discount rate is leading to those outcomes that you described.
Man, that is awesome. So you're really getting into squeezing every bit of savings that you can out of the feature for that it's coming out of, like AWS and the other cloud platforms, right? And that's
not
fantastic.
Not only squeezing it, but we're taking the problem off your shoulders. So, managing a commitment program takes a lot of analysis, decisions that are happening every week, every day, every week, every month. We're sort of greatly reducing, if not completely reducing that effort. So
those engineers can go focus on other things, right, for the organization.
Absolutely.
That's really exciting, Midge. Okay, so Midge, for our customers, potential customers out there, for anybody watching, how can they get started with this? How can they start to take advantage of this great, again, this unique automation of ROI savings in the cloud?
Yeah, so good question. Well, the good news actually is that if you're already a current Cloudability customer, we already have the data that pertains to savings plans and ROIs, from your billing data that's going to enable us to do the assessment and move forward. So if you're already a Cloudability customer, you're in a really great spot. So I would reach out to your account manager or Apptio account manager and just say, look, this is interesting. Can we look at maybe doing an assessment? If you're not a Cloudability customer, you're new to us. Well, there is some data access that we'll need to have, particularly around the billing data. but it's, it's really straightforward, and we can kick off an assessment like that. So yeah.
All right, great. Well, Midge, thanks again for joining us today. That's really great. So if you're interested in getting started with this, getting more savings out of your RIs into the cloud and adding automation to your cloud program, definitely check out our website, give us a call. Also, yeah, we really appreciate your time today, Midge. Is there anything else that you wanted to add before we sign off here?
No, brilliant. I think it's a really important topic. Automating these kind of FinOps processes, I think is the future. We're excited to be able to bring that to market in a way that's going to really make a difference. So yeah, we'll leave it there.
I'm really looking forward to seeing what else is coming down the line too, man. Well, we hope to have you back again soon. Thanks again for your time today. Take care, Midge.
Appreciate it.
All right, great. Thanks again, Midge. Really appreciate your time on that. Again, he's been a busy guy. Go check out the FinOps webinar that he did too. There's a lot going on right now, so it's all very exciting. On that note, do check out the Public Sector Summit that we're doing in conjunction with the TBM Council. That's going to be on April 11th and 12th, 2023. So that's especially geared towards our federal public sector partners there. So definitely check that out, though, and you can go to tbmcouncil.org to register for that, too. And as always, the general product updates are always available in our the customer solution under the help widget, right? It takes you through to our support section for documentation, and there's a what's new section at the top for every one of our products. So you can jump in there, check that out. Also, head on over to the community. There's more information in the Apptio community as well. We're increasingly posting video content documentation there too. So you can head on there, or you can just comment down below, ask some questions, right? Post here on LinkedIn or on YouTube, depending on how you're watching this. We'd love for you to like, share, comment on the content, and let folks know what's going on. So thank you very much for tuning in today. We appreciate your time and your support, and we'll